Hi guys, it's Stacy with Crafty Dragon Creations, and I have a stack here of paper bags, glycine bags, both from stores and some handmade, some coffee dyed, some plain. So what are we gonna do with these? Well, I want to make a journal. Why not? I think this is going to be so fun. I remember Barbara from 49 Dragonflies doing one. And I kind of went back and rewatched it the other day, and she kind of had a heck of a time deciding what to use and everything. But she had a lot of different colored bags. So mine are all mostly neutral. So I think that will help my cause. I do have a lot of these slim ones. Like these are the utensil bags from Chili's. We like Chili's. So there's those, but there's different sizes. There's a long, slender one here. Then we get kind of into this. Oh, here's another long, slender one. Then we kind of get into this size. And then a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And then, oh yeah, this one is from a pharmacy. It was white, but I dyed it, so we're gonna use that. And then I have a couple here that I've made. So if you don't have these kind of bags, you can make them and then make your own journal. This is the kind of bag I'm making with, you know, this little top part a little bit bigger than that. These with the gussets, I'm not making those, but they can be made. I mean, really, if I just took this apart, you know, it could be figured out, but, yeah, and then there's this. Oh, this was like a lunch bag type, and the bottom has been cut off, so I figured it counts. It's a paper bag. So this one, I don't know where I got it from, but that's a really cool paper bag. This one is just blank, so that's okay. This one I got from the store. This is from the same store, but I think you can buy these on Amazon, you know, if you want to. Oh yeah, this is a one that I made, but these are even. They're not, you know, how this is, one's taller than the other. So, and of course the glycine bags. This is one that I made, and this was like, I don't know, packaging paper or deli paper or something. I don't remember now. So I made that one, and then this one, a really big one, I think it's probably too big. I made, so you see the inside? This was from Jelly Printing, and I had this really big paper. I think I got from Dollar Tree. It's like kids, you know, paper or whatever. But I would put this over my jelly print to get around the edges off. And so that's what this was, and why there's such a defined line of paint in there. And then, so yeah, I made it into a bag. This is the original color of the paper, so it's been coffee dyed on, and I think I used this to dye other things. This was my catch paper, so I don't know, it's kind of neat. It may be a little too big. I may cut it down some, but then I have this, which is not quite sure what was established in 1982, but it's really cool paper. It has like some stars, and I dyed a piece of it. This is the same thing. You can kind of see, there we go. Well, I don't see it now. But anyway, this was this. This is white. I could leave it white, that's fine, but I went ahead and dyed it just to see what it would look like. And I was gonna make a bag with you all, or two. So you can kind of see how I did it. This one I made quite a while ago, so I don't really know that I remember, but we're gonna figure it out. So just get you a piece of paper here. Packaging paper is really good for this. Probably some parchment paper, maybe even wax paper. But yeah. So I want to decide which I think I want this to be my outside because it's more interesting. And it's basically like making a coin envelope. So you want to decide if we want it this way or if I want it really tall, which I don't. I don't want it that tall. So we're going to go this way. So I'm just going to fold this over. And I'm not worried right now about there being straight lines. Okay. And then, so I'm folding it over almost to the edge, right? And this is going to be folded over like so. Okay. And then before I glue, I'm going to go ahead and fold this up. This is just the bottom. So we're going to fold that up. And then the top, so this is going to be the back of the bag. So you see there's my seam on this one. And the back of the bag is the taller side. So since this is the back, I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors. I may need to cut that. No, that'll be fine. Okay. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors. This one's already kind of torn. Here, let me hold on. Because that part up there is kind of torn and it's gonna mess up my instructions. Okay. So decide about how far down you want to go. So this one, you know, I have a good, what, 3/4 inch difference here. Some of them are that much, some of them aren't that much. So it just depends on how far down you want to go. So just kind of using my mat here, you can also make a mark. I'm just going to go down about a 1/2 inch on that side. And about a 1/2 inch on that side. So then you can see we have that. Now on this one, I folded this back and glued it. So I would have glued this down because I kind of liked this showing. But to the true bag, that part is cut off. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try and use my pinking shears and get this as straight as I can. But this is why I haven't glued it yet, because I need to be able to cut this and hold on. Okay, I want to make sure I don't cut this because that's part of the back. So maybe I do want to kind of leave that folded. At any rate, We're going to try and do this as straight as possible. I do not cut straight at all, so. If you have other different kinds of scissors, you know, decorative scissors, you could certainly use those, or you don't have to do this at all. It's up to you. Okay, so we kind of have it going there, and then down here. Okay, so we have this folded up. I'm going to open this up and we're going to cut this corner off. And then I'm going to open this up and we're going to cut all of this off. Cut this at a little bit of an angle, so then when we go to glue it down, that side doesn't really matter because that's going to be, well, yeah, that's flipped over, so you can see on the back, well, not on the back of that one. Okay, so this one, they've got the seam a little more towards the middle, but then that is glued up. So, and they've made that decorative. I'm not gonna make mine decorative. You can also go this way, which I think is what a lot of them have done. So the seam is, if I do that though, this needs to be a little bit better looking, so let's just trim that up, see if we can get that straight-ish. I hope this is making sense to you guys. I apologize if I'm kind of all over the place. Okay, so that's really crooked, but that's okay. Can you see that? And then that will be up. And then we have this, and then you can see, so we have the front of the bag, but you can still see the seam there. So that's what this is over here. And before I trim that, I am going to glue this down. So, let's do this. Let's see if I can get my art glitter glue to work here. I think it'll do better on this paper. It's kind of clogged. I haven't used it in a while, so. You could probably use double-sided tape for this as well. I think it just depends on your material. I mean, you certainly can on a paper bag. I don't know about this stuff. It's kind of deli paper-ish. I think it came in tennis shoes, to be honest with you, but I don't remember. Okay, so we have that side glued. So I'm going to glue this. Okay, so there's our bag. Now, for this, some of these, this is cut at an angle. I want to do that for this. So I'm going to fold this in half but not crease it and match those up and then trim. So there we have our two edges. And then I'm going to try and just trim the very edge of this because I don't want to cut too much off. There we go. It's not perfect, but hey, looks like a paper bag. I'm going to glue this down though. That quits getting in my way. So there we go. We have ourselves a paper bag. Pretty easy. I think, should we do one more just so kind of get the gist of it? Okay. So again, we have our paper. You can do this with any size, really. Okay. Actually, let me show you one a little bit smaller. Okay, so here's some packaging. It's cut in kind of a 12 by 12 size, not exactly, but a little bit smaller, okay? This might be a little easier to see. So again, decide if we want about that size bag or this size bag, which they're about the same because this is 12 by 12. So we're just gonna go like this. Now this bag, you know, the seam is almost in the middle. So it really doesn't matter, I guess, where you put your seam, just as long as your bag is the size that you want. Okay. So got that. I'm going to go ahead and fold at the bottom so I know where that's going to be. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to trim this down. I think I'm going to trim this one down pretty far. That's about an inch. So we're going to go about an inch. And we could either fold this back or fold it over or cut it. I'm going to fold it back just so that I kind of know where to trim, especially if I didn't cut them the same. Okay, so let me get my shears here. I'm going to try to cut this before I glue here, so okay. Let's see. Kind of follow that line. I don't know that it's even folded straight, but we're going with it. Okay. Not horrible. Okay, and then the bottom, we want to cut this one. It's a little bit of an angle. Oops. And then we want to cut this side. Bit of an angle. So this is what we have. Okay. So now we can glue this down. I know I keep turning this around and around and around and around. Also, you could stamp on this before you even do any cutting or folding, which is probably what I should have done. You can stamp on it, paint it, decorate it, you know, before you make your bag, if you want a decorative bag. You do whatever you want. I just wanted to show you this real quick, but I will use this in my journal. Okay. So then again, we have this, so I'm just gonna fold that. I'm not creasing it, but I'm just folding it so that I can see where it's even. And I think this one I'm gonna kind of round. So then we have some rounded edges. And then let's see how straight I cannot get this. Whoops. Yeah. It's not horrible. And there's our bag. How fun. And see, there's the seam. Let me go ahead and glue that down better. If I can get under there. There we go. Okay. So there we've made some bags. Again, you could make these all out of just, you know, regular copy paper if you wanted. You can leave them plain. You can coffee dye them. You can paint on them. You can do whatever you like. So, now let's make our journal. I need to decide though if I still want this one to be this big, because I don't really want to make a cover. And let's see. I think I might go ahead and we might leave it. Might leave it. Okay, so then, oops, maybe I could take this one, and they don't all have to be folded exactly in half. So maybe we want this one kind of on the outside. Dropped the bag, hang on. Okay, maybe this one we want on the outside because it's pretty. So let's see. And we could do like a smaller one. So this little handmade one. You could do it here. And then, let's see, I don't know if I want this that big. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Let's just continue on. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna fold completely in half. So we'll have that. And then let's do this little one here. Now something else to consider while you're doing this is, do you want to open both ends? Do you, because you'll have, you know, pockets galore in here. And how do you want to bind it? So Barbara glued hers. You can sew. You'll just want to make sure you know, you hit all of your bags if you sew. But I'm not sure yet. But if you want both ends open, you probably want to cut these before you bind them. Otherwise, you might have some issues. I haven't quite decided yet. Let's do a couple little Chili's bags here. So we'll have that. And then we'll do one there. And one here. So we'll have that, and then this will open, and then that, and then that. And then let's do this one. Now see, this one is gusseted. I'll probably end up just gluing that together because that's too much of an opening for me. We can also take this apart. Let me set that aside for a second. We might end up taking that apart. Okay, so let's do this one. And I like the way this one feels. Kind of neat. Again, we don't have to do... See, I think this one is too big because now we're not going to see any of those in there. So let's just take that out for a second. I kind of want, you know, I want to see. That can go like in the middle. We have those. So let's fold this one like this. Maybe it will stick out a little more. Maybe that's too much. There we go. So then I've pulled this one down a little so we can see that. And then take this one, fold it, and it can go there. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a glassine bag. Do I want to put this one on the outside as well? I know I kind of wanted this to be our quote-unquote cover, but I don't really want a cover. Yeah, no, I don't like that. And I don't think I like that little one out there either. But maybe this one. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see. So we have this. We have that. Okay, so then we can do the pharmacy bag and maybe this little bag. Put that in there. Let's see. maybe another one to go with that. And then I don't have to use all of these. You don't have to use them all, Stacy. I kind of want to use this one, but I think I'm going to cut it down. Okay. I'm going to cut this one down. I don't think I can open that. No. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I don't even know how far down I want to cut, but so we have that. Could be a pocket of some kind. Okay, so then we can fold that like that and have it in there. Okay. So there we go. We have that. And that. I'm not sure I'm liking. Oh no. No, we'll leave it. Okay. That. That one. That one. Those two. And that one. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good. I like that. Let's sticking out. You can see different ones. Yeah, I like that. Now, how do I want to bind this? I really don't want to glue because that doesn't really let it open like I want. So, and then do I want to open these? Which I think I can do. I mean, I know Barbara kind of had a hard time, but I think, oh, see, we could even go a little crooked. Like that. A little crookedness in there. If I sew, I gotta make sure I get all of those bags. And I can really... Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sew it. It's gonna be kind of a challenge. But I think that's what I want to do, because then I can open it. When you glue it, you know, you're gonna miss some of that, which is okay, but yeah, okay. So, and these can always be used inside here or in another project. So we'll save those. And I think I'm going to sew this, well, I'll record it, but I may end up cutting it out depending on how difficult it is. Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't want to do anything else before I get this going. All right, I'm going to attempt to sew this, and yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, so it's been a few days, and you can see I kind of have a different setup here. But I finally got my journal bound, and I'm not super happy with it, but I did it twice, and I was not about to do it a third time. But I put beads on the spine, and yes, some of it is kind of loosey-goosey because it hated me. I mean, I had a rough time with this. But it's all together in one signature. So we have my loosey-goosey spine, and but yeah, there we go. So it's all together. This was done on purpose, having it crooked like that. But yeah, this is gonna be fun to decorate, and I look forward to it. I have a kit that I'm going to be using for this that I will show you in the next video, because it is not listed yet. So I want to have it listed by the time you see me start decorating, because it's going to be a brand new kit. So yeah, there we go. Basically, I did a several hole pamphlet stitch, and I left this in case I wanted to, you know, make it put some charms on it or something. So there we go. Do a quick little flip through here, and I didn't cut open any of these, so I'll probably do that like as I go, because I'm not really sure. I may want to open the top of this instead of the side, so we'll kind of see as we go. But there's those two little things. Here's one that we made. There's that one. Here's another one that we made. There's that pharmacy one. Two more little ones. My kitty wants out, so she'll just have to wait a second if you can hear her meowing. Here's this one that we made, and then just the other sides. Hold on, Suki, hold on. So there we go. Next video, I will start decorating, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, hit that like button, follow me in my Facebook group, and let's watch this interesting journal unfold together. All right, guys. Until the next one. Bye-bye.